Welcome to
All My Friends Are Fucked with Nicky G
and Tarryn.
Why did I say your name?
I like that.
I like
Actually,
that.
I like that. Let's do that from now on.
Okay. I'll introduce you.
And I'll introduce. Do you like Tarryn?
I really like that.
Okay.
You should try to say it with a Boston accent so it's authentic.
Tarryn.
Ooh. You look like rich hot mom. You don't look it. You know what? Let me rephrase. You don't look like a mom. You look like someone who married rich enough that you could be a stay-at-home whatever. Stay-at-home yogi, a stay-at-home dog mom, a stay-at-home fucking, I don't know, get on your Peloton. Like, you don't look like a mom.
It's my jewelry, I think.
It's your face. You look rich. I don't know. It's the straightened hair. It's the shiny jewelry. You look just like I make enough money, or my husband does, or my wife, whatever. I don't know if this is like a queer fantasy. I'm not sure. But you make enough that you don't have to do shit.
And you look really cool.
I look like I just smoked I was going to say reefer. What even is reefer?
Look like you smoked a giant doobie.
Yeah. Right before. And then I put on my banana hat.
You brought some rolling papers.
Yes. I feel like I always look like
you
that.
Look cute.
Thank you.
You look really cute.
Sorry, I saw there are holes in your shirt, but you have a shirt under your shirt.
No, a bra under my shirt.
Oh, it's a bra.
So everyone can see. Like,
what's wrong with us today?
I don't know. It's kind of unhinged, but I like it.
We are unhinged.
Next time I'll just take off my top.
Should we just do a naked episode?
Absolutely.
I think that would be fun.
OnlyFans? Dog, I kind of would.
I would do that. That's a business idea.
That's a great business
Honestly?
idea. I would do it in lingerie. Fuck
Ooh.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
You know what else? I know you don't drink very much, but I think we should do an episode where we just get drunk and we get unhinged the whole time.
Okay, so I was thinking of doing that, or we can do like a shot. Like a like truth or drink type of thing. Like a drinking game.
I love it.
Oh God, that would be
we should do a high one too though, because I feel like
we could take an edible and Uber here or something.
Yes.
Or smoke and then come upstairs.
And then we have to have some topics.
Up would be terrible. We would have to set up first.
Yes.
And then smoke outside.
And then come in. Let's fucking do it.
We should actually, when's 420?
Saturday, Sunday,
I'm down.
And Easter.
And it's Easter?
Do you want me to give you? I'll bring like little eggs. We'll have a little scavenger hunt.
Munchies.
Ooh, I'll bring. Oh my God, do you like Easter candy?
Yeah, like Reese's eggs. They taste better on
Well, it's because
Easter.
you're absolutely right. It's because the ratio. I have a whole theory, and we'll get into it on Easter. It's the peanut butter ratio. But okay, you look rich. I look cute. I look like your teenage daughter, except I look older than you. It is expensive.
Yeah, it looks expensive.
Yeah,
you don't look older than me?
I feel like we look the same age. We're like almost identically the same age.
Bitch, I'm older than you.
Oh, you are?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are.
I'm 40.
You're not 40. Holy shit, I forgot. You're already 35.
Hell yeah, I am.
I'm going to be 35 in less than 1 month, and I'm going to have a big birthday party.
I'm excited
for Are you coming to my birthday?
Can't wait for your birthday party.
Remember when?
All your friends.
Okay, remember when you were like, I want a big wedding and a big party. I just want to throw a party.
Yeah.
And then immediately after, I was like, I'm going to throw a big birthday party.
It's for my party.
For my birthday. And there's going to be balloons. My party's going to have food. My party's going to have a display of delicious food. My party's going to have a bar. My party's going to have a weed bar.
Ooh,
I'm even,
I love that.
Yes, I'm even, so my bonus room, this is very Tarryn, but I'm
makeout room.
Even worse.
Sex room?
No, God. Actually, that's such a good idea. But what I was going to say was I have my projector in there and I'm going to just project the Taylor Swift Eras tour for 3.5 hours and then just repeat it. So if you want to listen to Taylor Swift or if you want to make out with me, we're going to go into the bonus room. And that's where my weed bar is going to be.
Oh my God. That's like so crazy. Okay. So this
Very
is like
me. There's going to be different rooms.
This is amazing.
Are you excited? Can you help me plan this?
Yes.
Because
can I do this with you?
Yes.
I'm setting up.
Okay, this is what I have so far.
Okay.
Living room, we're getting, because me and Katie's birthday are 4 days apart. So we're doing a combo.
Is Katie's birthday too.
We're doing a combo.
So wait, is she an Aquarius? Oh no.
She is.
She is.
She's the 18th of February.
She's the 18th.
And I'm the 22nd.
The Pisces.
Yes. And so we're going to get a big 35 balloon.
Are you guys getting like an arch?
Yes. We're going to get an arch.
I love balloon arches.
Yes. And then in our living room, we're going to do like food display. We're going to get a huge dessert table.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have 2 separate bars. We're going to have one outside.
Wow.
Because we have an outside area.
Okay.
Then we're going to have an inside bar. as well. Yeah, I've never thrown a big party ever.
I'm so
you have to
that
help me.
I inspired you.
You really
to go
did
hard on the party,
dude. I have a budget.
You have a budget. You guys
got a
you
budget.
Guys catering?
We were going to do like a taco catering, but we're like, we don't want people there that we have to like talk to because we're going to probably get like fucked up. And so I think we're going to cater in a way where we can like display it.
Yeah, like trays.
Yes, exactly.
Type of thing. That's so cool. How many people are invited so far?
So
do you have a list?
Did I send you it's like a web list. So it's like, I called it, what did I call it? Like a social web, right? Okay. So like what I like to do when I plan parties.
You did.
Yes. There's like chunks of people, like these 6 people will hang out. These people will hang out. And I connect them with a web to my name or Katie's name.
Yeah.
So I know who I have to interact with. I make sure that there's no stragglers. Because I like the vibe, right? Yeah. So we have this little area at the bottom that are like, here's 5 people that they are not going to know anyone and they might be stragglers. How do we make sure they're having a good time?
Yeah.
So that might mean like, I'm going to have my Taylor Swift room. That's a good place where people can just go chill, whatever.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should have some yard games. This is where I'm hoping you can come in.
Cornhole.
Cornhole's a good one.
Yeah.
I love darts. I mean, we could get some darts.
I like darts too. Darts is fun.
And then...
You're going to have like beer pong?
I mean, that would be fun, but like people are going to eat and have a couple drinks. We're going to do like some mixed drinks. So like pre-thought up cocktails.
Are you going to make it? And
yes.
Oh my God, I just had an idea. Like you can have like a pre-made cocktail, like your cocktail, like the
Tarryn's cocktail. Yes.
And Katie's. And you have it in like one of those things.
Yep.
You just,
boop,
what is
like
it?
this.
A container? Yeah. Yeah.
Like you do the button. Yeah.
Cute. Oh my God, can they be like colored?
Yes. Do you know what my favorite color is?
Orange.
Yeah. So you have to help me plan this.
I love this. I want to do this.
And don't be late. Like be early. I need you to get here early and help me.
I can be there like all day. I'm so excited. I love a good rager. I haven't thrown a rager, like a rager with intended drinking like that, honestly, since college. Like I've had parties at my house, but I've never been like, yeah, let's go.
It's gonna be fucking wild.
It's gonna be so fun. Did you throw parties in college?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was weird with my parties. I remember I threw a 21st birthday party and people were only allowed into the house if they made out with me. I stood at the door and as like, I had tons of friends in college, obviously. And as they came to the door, I was like, this is my birthday. And I was like, you have to kiss me. Is that not fucking horrifying?
You're so psycho.
It was just my way of making out with my girlfriends. Oh, yeah. And the hot guys that I'd be like, you want to come to my party? It's my birthday. You have to kiss me.
How many people did you make out with?
A lot. And that was actually the night that I like met this girl that I like had my first actual girl relationship with, was on my 21st birthday.
I love the things we do as chicks who are interested in chicks.
I know.
To get people to like kind of test it out or like make out with them or like da-da-da-da-da.
Well, it's harder with women. Men, it's like so fucking easy. You just
with
like...
women, I'm just like, okay, there's a look though. There's kind of like
there's
a vibe.
Look. Yeah.
With men, it's like, I'm still scared. I'm still scared to make a move.
Oh,
I can't
really?
even make a move with a chick. I can't. Yeah.
Every man that I've pretty much been with, I've initiated. It's so easy for me. I'm like, what are they going to do? Reject me? No.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably could.
I mean, I've been rejected by guys before. Yeah. I have. Once I was like drunk and I always hung out with one of my old guy friends. Mm-hmm. And I was like, are you I like that whenever it's serious, I put the microphone away. I'm like, are you? But I was like, why haven't you like kissed me or anything? He's like, because we're like really good friends. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But I was like, that's horrifying.
That's a soft rejection at least.
But I think the only time I really initiated was with my second boyfriend, where he would come over all the time. We'd cuddle, watch TV for like a full month straight. And I was like, are you ever going to kiss me? And he was like, I was just waiting. And then he did.
That's actually good that you say that out loud. I would just be like, I literally would just get really close to the guy. And I'm like, if they're not backing away, I'm like, I'm going to fucking kiss them. Literally.
I'm so scared to do that.
I know.
So like if I leaned in close to you,
I would just look at you long enough and I'm like, if she's not breaking eye contact, I would kiss you 100%. Nicole's like, party idea. We're going to go in the Taylor Swift room. I can't believe you and me have never kissed.
I know.
Honestly, I've kissed all my friends for the most part.
Yeah, I've only really made out with one of my friends like now. Like I've made out with the friends
Your
in the
old
past.
Friends, yeah.
Yeah. But that's so genius though, to be like, to enter in.
Psychotic.
You can get away with it.
when you're 21.
Yeah.
I think if I'm 35, you can't enter my party unless you kiss me.
But like if that was at a frat party, like you can't. If guys did that, forget it.
Unreal.
Unfucking real.
Yes. No.
That's hilarious. In college, do you remember? Did you have parties like pimps and hoes?
Yes.
I kind of want to throw a pimp and hoe party.
What does it even mean, though? It's like you're just dressed up as like...
Yeah, you're like going like a bra.
Yes,
and then you'd have your like pimp person that you would go with. Like, ew. The frats would throw that a lot.
Did you have a big like frat house?
No.
School? No.
Yes. School.
Okay.
I went to UCLA, but it was kind of I went to... Like, I definitely went to frat parties and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, for a hot second, I was in like a dorky Jewish sorority, but there was like no.
You were a sorority girl?
Like, hardly.
But still.
Hardly. But like one of my good friends that I'm still friends with today, we met in that.
Oh my gosh.
So, and she lives in Seattle. And I wish she was here for this. Maybe that's where we got to travel
when we go on tour. Yeah.
Yeah. Tour to our friends' houses. Not
I don't hate it
yet, but
no.
At a friend's house.
Yeah. You don't want the arena anyway. You're scared.
I'm scared of touring in front of people.
I am excited.
Even talking about it right now, I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Like I'm just getting sweaty. I'm like, what?
Don't sweat anymore.
Why? We can just do it here. We can have like really big abs with BetterHelp, blah, 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 blah.
That's actually a good sponsor.
With Athletic Greens.
Athletic Greens. Squarespace. It's a big one.
Casper mattress.
Oh, yes. I actually have one of those.
I have a Zinus, which is probably, I don't know. I'm scared. It's probably full of poison, but
it's probably full of fiberglass.
Okay. I'm scared, but.
So wait, you went to a lot of frat parties?
Not like too many. So the best party I've ever thrown, like in college, was we had a Valentine's Day party.
Oh.
We had like pink, I think we had like balloons and stuff. Like everything was like heart themed. There was so much freaking alcohol. But you know how college is. It's like you go too hard and then shit happens. But I remember the party came to a fucking screeching halt for me.
What happened?
Because someone fucking... I don't know who was drinking red wine at this party, but they fucking threw up red wine everywhere. I just remember this girl was like, ugh, and like everyone was starting to crowd around her, and she just fucking threw up everywhere on the floor. And when that happened, I was like, I'm out. I went upstairs to the roof with my boyfriend at the time, pissed on the fucking roof of my college apartment.
What? First of all, did you see the vomit?
Yes.
Oh, Nicole.
I saw the red wine vomit everywhere.
Nicole.
Yes.
You hate vomit.
I fucking hate vomit. So I left my apartment and my roommates were very mad at me because I did not help clean.
Did they know that you pissed on the roof?
No.
I'm sorry.
Wait, this is so funny. This is from college. We kept up the Valentine's Day thing in the apartment forever.
Oh.
That's not from the party. That's just me in the apartment like trash. This is from the Valentine's Day party.
Oh my God,
we even
Nicole.
had a backdrop and everything.
This is incredible.
I'm going to show this, but we can actually
post it.
Put a clip up. Someone threw up. I ran on the roof, peed, left the fucking party. And the next day I got a barrage of text messages.
Now, did you leave because of the throw up?
Yes.
So the
I left
throw
my
up
own party because someone fucking yacked. Not for me.
Talk to me about, I know you have this phobia of throwing up.
Yes.
You know, and we actually have like listeners that have like reached out to me to talk about something, like one of our listeners, their daughter's going through something similar.
That was crazy. Emetophobia.
Yes, emetophobia. And so you have not only a lot of knowledge on it because you experience it, but you're also a therapist. Like you understand like so tell me a little bit, like, how does this even happen?
Well, it can happen. Well, for emetophobia specifically, it can happen from it being modeled. It can happen from a traumatic experience. Like if you had like a really traumatic experience in public, or you had a time where you were like throwing up in the hospital and had a bad experience, or you threw up and you were just so scared or you didn't feel good. It was, I don't know. Or you have a parent who has emetophobia.
Can you explain first, what's emetophobia?
Emetophobia is the fear of throwing up. It is the fear of vomiting. So,
it's called emetophobia.
Emetophobia.
Got it.
Emetic, I think, is vomiting.
Okay.
Like an anti-emetic is an anti-nausea medication. So I think emetic is vomit.
Emetophobia. Got it.
I don't know. I should look that up.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
if we want to know words and the definition. But it is the fear of throwing up. So I have that. I've had it probably since I was 5. I know it stems from my mom being afraid of it. And also I witnessed my mom being afraid of it my whole life. So we were in the car with family friends and one of them had a migraine. We were coming back from a Dodger game and they got so sick they started throwing up in the car in a bag. And my mom was like, oh! And she like covered her ears and like literally put her head in her shirt. And that scared me.
Yeah.
So I did the same. So that happened, coupled with I was in line at Rite Aid for ice cream with my dad.
How old are you?
I don't know, like 6 or 7.
Okay.
And I remember we were driving to Rite Aid. And I remember asking my dad in the car, do you ever feel like you're going to like throw up sometimes? And he was like, yeah, it happens, but usually it just passes. You know, not saying I feel nauseous. I don't even remember what was going on.
Yeah. Okay.
But we were in line and all of a sudden I just like projectile vomited out. I still remember what I ate. I got spaghetti from Mel's Diner. I don't know who gets spaghetti at Mel's Diner, but I was a child.
7-year-old maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I fucking threw up spaghetti everywhere in Rite Aid.
Are you having, like, when you repeat this too, is it hard for you to like,
no,
okay.
No. I've done a lot of work. So like I can say it. Some people have it so bad where they can't even like, say the word. And if you look at some forums, like on Reddit, like emetophobics, like some of them will just put V and then all the stars as if people don't know.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it can go deep. So those 2 instances didn't really help my case. And then growing up, when we would have birthday parties or friends over, my mom would call everyone on the list and ask, has anyone been sick lately?
Wow.
Has anyone been throwing up? Does anyone in the house not feel well? Because if they don't, they can't come to the party.
Wow. So your mom has emetophobia. Or is it more?
Since she has gotten older and stuff, and this is also the thing, my mom had migraines, severe migraines growing up. So my mom was throwing up a lot too.
Wow. Okay.
And I remember it was like really scary when it would happen. And like my mom had to give herself shots for migraine. Like it was like a whole thing. And I actually have not even thought of that in years. She had these terrible migraines. So I think all of that just did not help.
Yeah.
And so the last time I threw up, I still remember as clear as day. I was 12.
You haven't thrown up since you were 12.
I haven't thrown up in 23 years.
How do you stop yourself from throwing up, especially in a culture where we drink a lot? Like you went to college. I threw up in college all the time.
It's not for me. I don't do it.
You just don't do it.
Just don't do it. And I never do.
It ain't for me. I'm not throwing up.
I just never do it.
Wow.
No,
but the fear is real. Like I know we're laughing about it, but like this is scary.
It scares me. Probably every day. I'm not consciously afraid of it. It's
okay.
I have thoughts of it a lot. It's worse in the winter than it is in spring and summer. But the second fall starts rolling around, I'm like,
Because sickness is spread?
Yes.
What does it feel like? Like, what are you scared of? What is different in my brain? Because like, obviously I don't want to throw up.
Sure. Right. That's the thing. That's what makes it like a phobia because no one wants to throw up. No one really likes it. It is unpleasant. But when you're afraid of a natural bodily response, that's when it gets into phobia territory. How it can like cross into the OCD territory is when you build around like rules and rituals as a way to calm down sort of the obsession surrounding it.
So OCD is the symptom of it. It's that you get to a point where you don't know how to control this. So you are setting rules?
It's pretty much, I would say a phobia is just falling into OCD.
Okay.
I've never met someone who's been afraid of something without rules and rituals happening as a consequence to that.
Got it.
Yes, because you try to neutralize the fear.
Yeah. So you've been setting these rules since you were 5 years old.
Pretty much. But I wasn't aware that I was doing that.
It was your way of existing.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You must have been exhausted as a kid, though. Like, it sounds exhausting.
Yeah. It's like I wouldn't eat in public, really. I was really scared to eat out in restaurants. I would get really nervous when I would eat out in restaurants. So that just didn't make me feel well in general.
Yeah.
I would pretty much take all my food home and then eat on the way home or just eat when I would get home. I did not like sleeping over at friends' houses because I started to get scared. What if I throw up? What if I get sick?
Yeah.
I did not like eating at birthday parties.
Wow. And so I guess the part that's hard to fathom is that whenever we do anything, even me, like whenever I'm about to do something, I have a fear of like, oh, what if this happens? Oh, what if this happens? And it's like, that would suck, but like it it doesn't hold me back from doing things. So at what point is it like, I'm afraid to sleep over my friend's house because I'm going to throw up, so I'm not going to do it?
Yeah, when you start impairing your functioning. So when your functioning of going to a friend's house gets impaired. Now, a lot of the times I would go, but I would have horrible anxiety.
Because there could be a moment where you throw. So you can't enjoy existing in the space. Like you can't enjoy hanging out with your friend because you're like, I could throw up at any moment.
Yeah.
Even though there's no symptoms of you being nauseous or anything.
Right. Right.
Wow.
But I was nervous a lot. So as a consequence, I was, I think, just baseline nauseous a lot. Yeah. So,
and then is this something you're still continuously working on?
It's gotten so much better. So yeah, there are times where it's like before, like when I've like flown in the winter, not happy. I'm never saying like, oh, I don't want to fly because it's, like someone's going to throw up. And it's funny because I have flown in the winter and the person in front of me threw up on the plane. I've been on a plane now a couple times where someone has thrown up in front of me or next to me. So things like that tend to just happen.
And then what? Like what happens when you're in that space and they're throwing up? Like, are you having a visceral reaction?
Sometimes I'll get a little shaky. I get shaky.
It almost feels like you're in danger.
I get nervous. Yeah. So your whole sympathetic nervous system goes on like high alert.
Because that's the thing. It's like there's nothing you can do.
No.
And you are essentially safe, but it's that your body is interpreting that you are not safe and that you are in danger.
Yeah. And my thought process goes like, they're throwing up. What if particles get into me and I get sick? Even though they could be pregnant. Right. Like
they're most likely turbulence. Because like I have to take Dramamine every time I fly because I get incredible motion sickness.
Yeah.
Like I have almost thrown up on a plane.
Yeah. Yeah. I have friends that have.
Yeah. But Dramamine is a beautiful drug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
somehow,
I forget the drug in it that works as an antiemetic.
It's actually, this is crazy. Maybe you know about this, but there have been people that self-medicate their anxiety with Dramamine.
Yes.
Have you heard of that?
Yes. Because it has, I forget what the compound is, but I think it's similar to what is in Benadryl, and they use that a lot of times. If you go for a panic attack, sometimes if they don't want to give you a benzodiazepine, they'll give you something called Atarax or hydroxyzine, and those are antihistamines, and that'll help calm your anxiety.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a really complex phobia to have because again, it's your body's natural way of getting rid of like poison or what it so happens to think is poison.
Yes.
So it's really complicated when you are afraid of a natural response.
That is fascinating because like I think about my fears. I don't really have fears like that.
Yeah.
I have like weird intrusive thoughts like when I'm driving in a car and I put my feet up on the dashboard. I'm like, oh, my legs are going to go through my body. Yeah. And then I put my feet down.
Yeah.
I'm not scared for more than 1 second.
Yeah. You just have an intrusive thought and you let it go.
Yeah.
That's the beauty that you don't have OCD.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I wish.
Thank you so much.
You are actually so lucky.
I bet.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. No, like it's so cool that you don't have OCD.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, only because like.
Must be nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's great.
Must be nice.
I don't know any better.
Happy.
Yeah, exactly. I wake up every day like excited for the world, not scared of it.
Yeah. So having it's no fun.
I bet.
If you do work, it does get better. So
you can manage it.
Exposure and response prevention, so ERP, that can be really helpful. And it is helpful.
So tell me what that is, though. Like specifically, what do you have to do? And what does it stand for?
So ERP stands for exposure and response prevention. And what you want to do is gradually expose yourself to the feared stimulus. So with throwing up, it can be just talking about it, saying the word vomit over and over, talking about what vomit would look like, talking about...
What do you mean? Like chunks of food on the ground?
Yes. You want to go into specifics of it. So that could be like one step, talking about it. Also, is you want to see the subjective unit of distress, which we call SUDS. Like what is your subjective unit of distress if you even say the word vomit on a 1 through 10 scale? So that's easy. If someone's really, really afraid, they're going to be like probably like an 8, 7, 8. If they say the word, depending on how bad the fear is. And so the goal isn't to necessarily get your SUDS lower as we do the work. It's so that even if it's high, you're actually tolerating it. So the whole thing with any phobia is you want to know that you can tolerate the fear, the anxiety that's coming up. that it's okay that you're anxious. That's the whole thing with any fear, because most likely it's not going to go away with something like this because it's a natural process. It's that your tolerance to fear, that you know that, yes, you feel really distressed, you feel uncomfortable, your palms might be sweating, your heart might be racing, but you are okay, you can tolerate it, and you are aware that this is so uncomfortable, but you are safe despite something unpleasant.
Got it. So it really isn't so that you can now exist in the world without the fear. Like that's never going to happen.
Right. It's knowing you can tolerate your fear. That's the big work surrounding like OCD and phobias.
So it's like first you have to accept that, hey, I have this fear and I will have this fear. Like this fear is not going away.
It's okay to be afraid.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
because
okay
you did say something to me the other day that like, I think I texted you. I was like, you just like opened up my mind. And you said, having anxiety isn't bad. Like you need anxiety to survive. It's a survival trait.
Yeah.
You know?
Some people are like, I don't want to be anxious. It's like, well, you'll be dead.
Yeah. And that like opened my mind because like I've always like, I have a lot of anxiety and I'm like, oh, I don't want to feel this. But like framing it in a way of like, this is how you survive in the world.
Yeah.
Like that kind of, it's a natural response.
Yes. You have your sympathetic nervous system to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Like if you ever had like an instance where you had to like slam on the brakes, that's your nervous system working. That's like your reaction.
So it's like in your own mind, the fear of vomiting is you're trying to survive from this unpleasant experience. So now it's just like, I know when my body gets put in that state of like fight or flight or whatever it is, I'm okay.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what it essentially is.
And to stop avoiding, to stop neutralizing the anxiety. Because a lot of people are afraid of the feeling, not afraid of the event itself. Like, sure, the event is unpleasant, but they're so scared of the feelings that come surrounding the event.
Yes.
Where they do things like neutralize the anxiety. I've done this for a lot of time. If I've like cut open chicken, I've been like, is it cooked? Which I try to not do, but I fail into that sometimes.
What do you mean that's a neutralizer? So like, why can't you ask that?
Because it's going to reinforce my anxiety if someone is telling me, yes, it's cooked. I have to, as someone who is trying to work through a fear, I need to be okay with the risk that I can eat chicken. And if something happens,
you'll be okay.
I'll be okay.
That even if the chicken isn't cooked and you eat it.
And I throw up and get sick, I will still most likely survive.
Yeah, you will.
That I can tolerate the discomfort. But a lot of people will start to avoid and do things and the world gets smaller and smaller as a result. And that's the problem. So that's where like exposure would come in, because exposure for someone might be like, what I'll do if someone has emetophobia and they come into me, I want their spouse, if they're partnered, to come in so I could be like, no more reassuring. If they ask you to microwave the food, if they ask you to check the food, if they ask you.
Interesting.
Yes.
So, okay, my question then from there is, if you are a parent with a child who's going through something like this, do you also need to cut off that reassurance?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to.
Got it.
Yes. You can empower your child by saying like, I'm so sorry, this is so unpleasant. I'm here if you need me. Because if a child's like, will you come with me in the bathroom? Like, of course, as a parent, it's not like, no, deal with it on your own. That's not the goal.
Yes.
The goal is to really empower the person that it's okay that they feel anxious and they're going to get through it. Like I'm trying to think of an example with a child where they might want reassurance. Like if they wanted to avoid, like let's say going to like a theme park or something. Because a lot of people with emetophobia don't like to go to theme parks because there's rides, people get sick on rides. So you'll have people that avoid things like that. If a child's like, I don't want to go, I could get sick or someone else is going to get sick. It's going to be okay. We're going to go and we can always take a break. You know, if you need to step away and talk to me, we can always do that.
So the enabling is being like, okay, we don't have to go.
Exactly.
Because that's making their world smaller.
Right.
So what about like if a child isn't eating in like we all go out to eat and this child is like, I can't eat here. I can't eat here. I mean, you also don't want to force feed your child.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
So it's maybe like, can you sit and
join us?
Yeah, and join us. And well, if you don't want to eat at the restaurant, let's order you something so you can eat it later.
Okay.
Because if they're afraid of just eating food that someone else is making, it's still a good idea, I think for them to order the food and still try to eat some of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if it's just this idea of like eating in I don't know, in a public space.
Yeah, like to just, if they can, to take a bite of food, to try some food. It's a complicated one.
Yeah.
It's really, really hard. I think it requires a lot of patience. It's what's really hard as a parent. I've like tried to explain this to people before. Imagine a person who's had a stroke. You've known them with the ability to be able to do things. But when someone has had a stroke and they've lost speaking or walking, where they've lost their skills, they have to rebuild that. And so when someone has now a phobia, they've kind of decompensated to where they need to gain back their skill set that they once had. And I think it can be so frustrating as a parent when you know that your child has been okay before and now they're not.
Yep. And it's less about, I'm just hoping this is going to go away. Because it likely will not.
Yeah.
And understanding that now we just need to rebuild with this thing in existence.
Right. Because the goal isn't for, you're going to be phobia free. It's that you can live with your phobia.
Yeah.
And hopefully in time, it gets easier to tolerate it. Like I can watch anyone throw up on TV. I don't really want to in person per se, but I can handle it.
Yep.
Like I can tolerate that.
And you can get on an airplane.
Yes.
And you can drink alcohol.
Yeah. I have flown every time on a flight. I'm like, fuck, what if I get sick? I've panicked. I remember when I was flying to Australia, midway through, I was like, I don't know anyone on this plane. What if I get sick and throw up? And I had that thought, and I was like, okay, that's fine that I had the thought. Like, whatever. If it happens,
it would
happen. Like, okay. And
nothing
then I
I
just
can
went
do.
on.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And you've done a lot of work to get there.
Yeah. And it's not like, oh shit, now that I had that thought, it doesn't mean, which is like very OCD to think because I'm thinking about it, then it must mean blah, 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 which is a whole other thing that we can talk about another time and how OCD is and how it's a fucking nightmare to deal with. But
I can't even imagine.
No, it's fucking so annoying.
So you don't know what it's like to exist without it?
No.
Wow.
It's so crazy.
I can't wait to unpack that. I actually have so many questions about OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder.
Yeah.
So this started off with parties and ended with...
So I hope no one throws up at your party. Do you think you'll throw up?
I never throw up. Yeah. I have such a strong stomach. It's actually like a problem. Like I eat like the most fucked up shit sometimes. Like, I could eat fast food. I could drink all night. My stomach's like, all right.
I mean, to be honest, mine kind of is like that. I'll just like, I don't know, maybe have diarrhea or something.
Oh, yeah. My digestive system, fucked.
Yeah. But like,
but this part up here, like it's staying in.
As much as I'm having fun with the fantasy of your party, the reality is like,
I mean, you have to come and you got to eat snacks and you can try a drink and there's going to be a weed bar for a reason. Yes. I want people to just enjoy themselves. Yeah. And if that means getting high and watching Taylor Swift, that's what we're going to do.
Like most likely I'll take a sip of a cocktail.
Yeah, try it.
But if anything, like have an edible or maybe some weed. But...
Just like bring this game, hang out. Yeah. We'll all get to know each other. We'll play spin the bottle. I'll kiss every person.
All goes back to making out.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. It's my fucking birthday, Nicole.
I'm excited for this.
I'm going to make out with everyone. I don't think people look at me and think Tarryn is classy. I don't think that's the word that people would use.
That's so funny. I don't think that with me either.
I feel like you're classy.
I don't think I portray class. Like when someone looks at me, I don't think it's like, she has class.
First of all, if anyone says that about anyone, what the actual fuck? They have class. What does that even mean? I'm thinking they're like a 1920s.
That's what I think. Oh, she's a
lady.
Classy broad.
She's classy.
Yeah. When I think of like the 1950s
I know.
accent. Remember how people had like 1950s accents where they'd be like, oh, she's a classy broad.
She's a classy broad.
We're getting ready for your birthday party, for your 35th birthday party. They always talk like the Hollywood voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't even do it.
That was really embarrassing.
That was like really good. All right. I
guess we'll end on this note of all my friends are fucked.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
All my friends are fun.
Sounds good, Tarryn.
All right. Bye, Nicky J.
Classy, bro.
So classy.
All